Welcome back, Keepers of the Flame. Okay, toxic lightworker spiritual community coming in hot. Okay, so we have kind of a crisis going on in the spiritual community where everybody's like, I was professionally trained on how to be a light worker, and I'm like, well, then why don't you know how energy works? It's kind of creepy. So we got to be careful. Okay, we've got to be diligent about the people we learn from, the places we go, the books we read. Like, we just found out Deepak Chopra was on the Epstein list. We really have to be very, very careful about where we are getting our source information from, how we learn in the world, how we take our information in from various sources and then assume it's fucking gospel. Because it's fucking not, okay? As someone, I didn't read any of his books, but I did listen to a few of his mantras, I think they're called. I'm not sure. Like, E is for something, P is for piss off. Kidding, he didn't make one like that. But he made some sort of playlist CD thing. I listened to it like 10 years ago, whatever. Anyway, so what do you think we're putting out into the world when we have somebody like that at the front of our movement? Yeah, kids. Yeah, we've got the excuses for Osho, whatever the hell that guy out in California that was poisoning the local water source because he didn't like that they had an issue with his disgusting cult. It was nothing bad happened. It was all good. Why? This is what happens. They entrain us to not hold anybody accountable. They entrain us to perceive a completely different reality from what is actually happening. This is why I started this channel. Is like, we have the pudding right here. The pudding is that these children and these people were taken advantage of, and nobody's over here going, maybe we should withdraw our freaking energy. No, you're like, yeah, we don't care. We want our food. Okay, so what those people are telling you in the spiritual community are, I am okay with people being sacrificed and harmed horrifically as long as I get my feel good. As long as I get my luxury, my yumminess, my spiritual experience, my dopamine hit, I don't give a fuck what happens to everybody else. It's their karma. See how this gets a little noxious and then we just end up in the same freaking religious pattern that we were in before? Because as long as there's, somebody up on the freaking cross, well, shoot, they must have done something to get themselves there, except for that one guy back in the day there. Oh, okay, sorry. This might be a little hot button episode for me. I'm getting really upset at my own community that we can't seem to be honest about energy and how it actually works. So when we send out to the ethos that, human sacrifice is the way to go, and then we get really confused why Diddy and Epstein keep popping up in our society, maybe we knock it the F off. Yeah, because every last Tony Robbins, if you can't tell just by looking at him, can you even read energy? That's what I want to know. Can you even read energy? Just all these people making a shite ton of money off of your whatever, goddess courses, all this. Listen, I understand people need to make a living. I am not bashing on that at the fuck all. I don't believe that people should be working for free or slave labor. I don't believe that. That's not what I'm saying here. Okay. Money is not the devil. We've just made a system where money pretty much has to be. Like, if you want that, you are going to have to sell your soul. That's the system we've created. That's a different video for another day. Thank you for not clicking off. Anyway, so when we have a notion that there needs to be someone paying dearly so that we can live and survive, we are very much creating a fucked up system. So we need to pull back from that belief structure. It's difficult because we are not in alignment with source, and it triggers it fucks our immune system, because the trauma response to the repercussions of telling the system, you got to hold on a minute because you are not providing me a way forward, so I need to reassess my situation. So when we have that what is it called? The hijacking of the central nervous system, you're not going to be able to do anything. You can't get anywhere. You can't see clearly. You're just on trauma function. Okay, so when you learn to get off that trauma train, no matter what's in your face, no matter what's happening, when you learn to get off the train and say, I understand I need to take my baggage. I'm going to take my baggage. I'm going to deal with my baggage on my own time. I'm not telling you I don't have baggage. Please give me my baggage, but I'm going to go in peace now, please, and thank you. And what that does to the system is now one less person to be able to parasite off of. So if we all did this collectively, which we won't, because our egos will be our unchecked egos. If you check your ego and just put it in its correct space, it'll do exactly what it needs for you to do. It's just getting there. It's tricky. Because your ego will tell you, well, this is what everybody else is doing. We need to survive. We need to blah, 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 blah. Take a deep breath and say to yourself, how much is my life really worth? How much is my life really worth? How much is your time, energy, resources, stress, illness, trauma, constant, cortisol overdose from society's well accepted ways? How much is that worth? How much is it worth? You thinking out of the slave master narrative, or are you going, well, just a place to live and some food to eat and the lights on and the nights? Really? That's all? That's unfortunate. Because the government has a completely different concept of that. I'm not even going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. But you're selling yourself short. Literally. Okay. So, central nervous system. Get it regulated. And don't let anybody touch it. Don't let anybody touch it. Stop letting people touch it. Okay? This is how we seep our energy out with, when the cord cutting thing from last night. That's how you seep your energy. You let everybody parasite off of it and can't imagine why you're feeling so depleted, so exhausted, so tired and run down, that if you know within your heart of hearts that if you proceed doing this regime that you are on right now, bad things are going to happen inside your body. Then, yeah, the leak's coming from inside the house. The call's coming from inside the house. So stop it. Stop the leak. It is that simple. It's just everybody wants to overcomplicate it and be like, they can't. People are so stuck in this teeny tiny itty bitty little box. Get out of the box. Get out of the box. There's so many of us that are like, we've had it. We're finished. We are not supporting the system anymore. We're not supporting a system that is actively seeking our death and destruction. We're not supporting it. We're not giving any more time, attention, and energy to spaces that are poisoning us on purpose while taking our money to do it. What are we even doing here? Stop it. Full stop. Full stop. Mm-hmm. Yep. Again, the moment you concede to panic about that is the moment you've given your power away to something that never deserved it in the first place. Stop thinking about the repercussions and start remembering your own worth. And if you can't stop thinking about the repercussions, you have to reassess your own worth because you don't know it. If your mind is continuously going to the repercussions for not obeying, you have lost your way. You've lost. You are lost. You can't see clearly. And it might take till February 20th for you to figure that out, when Neptune and Saturn are at 0 degrees of Pisces, or 0 degrees of Aries. Oh! So it might take that long, but I'm telling you, planting some seeds right now. When you are allowing your energy to be siphoned continuously from every single solitary angle, and then on top of that, scratching your head as to why you feel the way you feel, why you're tired, why there might be disease in your body, why these things are popping up for you, and you have no concept what self-care is. No, self-care is not taking a hot bath. That is self-maintenance. Self-care is doing the things that actually light up your heart like a Christmas tree. That's self-care. Self-maintenance is not sitting in a luxurious bath. We have to clean ourselves anyway. That's still a task. That is maintenance, not care. Ooh. Dango, we've been brainwashed. Okay, so there's where you're seeping out all of your energy willingly to these places. You think that water cleaner guy even knows what the fuck is going on? No, he's just following orders. And he's actively poisoning your water system while it's not cleaning out all the prescription medication everyone is peeing and shitting into it. I wish I were lying. I wish this was fake bullshit. I fucking wish. Okay? There's a reason why Americans can't seem to get healthy no matter how much they have access to clean food. Because they put it in the water. Okay, now we gotta buy it out of fucking plastic bottles. That ain't... Ugh. I don't like the Bible, but in this case I don't reference it, so you has a coordinates to it. It's like robbing Peter to pay Paul. Doesn't taste very good, does it? Yeah, put that shit down. Anyway, so, yeah. I don't know what to tell you on that. I got no solutions other than get a heavy-duty water filter and, do the happy dance when you drink your water. Put some good vibes into it and just ask it. Whatever's shit in here, let my body alchemize and flush out. By Felicia. I don't know. They say, use energy. Okay. Next thing. Chemtrails are a conspiracy theory. You need to go get your tinfoil, lady. No. Jim Lee at climateviewer.com knows all the intel on that. Now, if you want to deny the records that he has very meticulously put together, that's your business. Okay? So yeah, poison. As somebody who gardens every year, it's getting worse and worse and worse. What the hell is landing on our freaking leaves and whatever else? It's not good, kids. It's not good. And they are trying to shut the sun off because they are terrified that if the sun does come down, it'll zap the electronic systems that they built, and then their control mechanism and their the thing that is going to save us is burning a couple billion light years, well, whatever, however many miles away it is. I don't know. I know. That's this sun. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like we should probably be worshiping the actual sun because it is trying to save us right now with all those solar flares. Trying to put out the electricity that's killing us on the planet here. But, you know, we're dependent on it now. Ugh. We've cut down so many freaking forests, dude. That's why they did it. We literally are dependent upon it because we don't have enough greenery. We don't have enough trees growing up. Excuse me, forests to keep things running. Gonna have to just start breathing and get into some free electricity protests. That's all we got for that one. And we do need to make it solar based. It has to be solar based because that's where our energy source is. Again, we might be the dumbest two-leggeds that have ever roamed the earth. I don't know what else to tell you. Going outside and just existing should be self-evident at this point, how our fucking world functions, and why the Nazi white coats were like, we're just going to work against every single solitary thing that exists in nature, all while claiming that we know everything about nature. It's so they can corrupt and toxify it, not so that they can preserve it and live coherently off of it. I don't know what the hell we've been hijacked by, but that, you know, that dark triad, they're in competition for who's the last tribe on the planet to the planet. Okay. Why? Because it's a woman's planet. This was supposedly gifted to Lucy and Lucifer. Lucy, aka Lucifer, and Lilith. Yes. Two women who were mates. They were companions. This planet was their gift. Base. Okay? So, this is a feminine planet. It's always been a feminine planet. Now, you can squabble amongst yourselves about third legs or not third legs, but we came from androgynous beings. Who separated that? I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter because we're on our way back to androgyny right now. There's so much torture and trauma happening to the female population. They don't want anything to do with the male population. Okay. Men's leading cause of death is either prostate or heart problems. Women's leading cause of death is men. Number one predator. Okay, so, and that's on a global scale. I don't know, I didn't break it down country to country, but on a global scale. Number one problem. So, excuse our trepidation when even speaking to you, because speaking to you may upset you, male population. So, we don't even want to do that anymore because that we get so much backlash for it. For just wanting some privacy, wanting some space, just wanting to exist out in the world. We get backlash for it. So, just keep telling us you don't want to have any access in a very rude and specific way. We'll oblige. See how this like is not working out for them and they keep subscribing to it. So if I do have males out there and you're not subscribing to it, I sincerely apologize. I'm not talking to you. So when we have a notion that we are somehow exempt from causing all the fuckery on the planet. It's not true. It's not true. We are definitely causing the fuckery on the planet. It's just that when we go to fix something, we have shit concepts like psychology, which that's another cause of death. 73% of suicides have seen a mental health care professional in the last 3 weeks of their lives. 73%. Now, I'm no fucking genius over here. I'm not. I'm the furthest thing from it. But that sounds like there's something in the syrup, the pudding, that is actively getting people to do this to themselves through whatever measure it might be. Probably gaslighting. This is your fuck up. You go deal with it. If you don't adjust your behavior, you're gonna suffer, right? Sorry you have all those needs, but you're gonna need to take care of those needs by yourself. See what I mean? Like, it's just, it's a continuum of de-evolutionization of the human species. And so we'll just become androgynous after a while. So this is the result of leaking our energy out to parasites who have no business parasiting us. We are so busy being food for someone else that we can't conceive of being actual sovereign human beings that are loving and caring. We can't conceive of it. Everything we think is love, attention, and care, we've been lied to about. Psychology doesn't even know, can't describe it for us. So how the hell is it going to fix any problems? It won't even admit its system is fucked. So this is what I'm saying. Stop letting parasites come in. If mental health is helping you, keep using it. You might have a particular modality that fits that specific role model for whatever. I'm not telling you to drop it. But for the majority of the people on the planet, the idea behind psychology was to shame and blame people into conforming. You have to remember that electroshock therapy and brain scramble is still on the table in the Nazi white coat community. It never went away. It just went underground. The only reason why they don't scramble the latency unit, which is ages 3 to 18, is because they haven't finished developing yet. Otherwise, they would. If they didn't have to worry about the hormonal aspects of things, and if it wasn't so fucking horrific and parents wouldn't sue, they would be using it on young ones too. But they'll use electroshock therapy on young people. I'm done using children and kids. Young people. They're people. They're just young. Okay. Listen here, lady. Hurt my feelings. Muck. So, and that's the other thing too, is we have to pay a lot of money to get well from a system that harmed us. We think it's childhood, it's family, it's the entire system. Our parents were living under it, our siblings were living under it, and we can't imagine why they might be a bit fucking traumatized to be around. Gee, kids, let's catch up, please. Everybody's like, it's a choice. Well, some people do have the choice to deal with things in a calm, rational manner because they take the time to self-care and regulate their system. Self-maintenance. That is maintenance. That is not self-care. Regulating your central nervous system is not care. It is maintenance. Care is when you're like, oh, I want to make myself happy. Or, that's a difficult thing for you. I want to light that person up like a Christmas tree. Blah, 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 blah. And this is how I'm going to do it. Now, take that energetic pattern and stick yourself in front of a mirror. I want to light you up like a Christmas tree. And this is how I'm going to do it. If you don't know how to do that, you have more maintenance to do by sitting down with a pen and a paper and going through all the things that bring you joy, genuine joy, not what society tells you brings you joy, not, blah, 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 blah. Does grid work, crystal grid bring you joy? Does decorating bring you joy? Does reading a book bring you joy? Does doodling sigils bring you joy? Does lighting candles and just meditating or, relaxing and breathing, just being with yourself bring you joy? What brings you joy? Painting, art and music are the two things that are going to get you the closest to the divine. The bath is, in bodies of water is another good way to do that, but it has to be not for cleaning. It has to be for pure enjoyment. So is it in a lake, a pool? It can be your bathtub, absolutely. But again, it's not for cleanliness purposes. It's for, I am just going to sit in here and just bliss the F out. That's the difference between maintenance and care. Okay? And yes, they're two very different things, and when you get them confused, you will deplete yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely, you'll deplete yourself. Because you're spending all the time on self-maintenance and not filling any sort of cup. You're just depleting it more, calling it filling. And then when at the end of the freaking maintenance task, you're like, well, I kind of feel okay. I mean, I feel a little bit better. If you are not bouncing off the walls with giddiness and joy, that's not part of my personality. If the inside of your body isn't lit up like a fucking pinball machine, just dated myself. Anyway, if it's not lit up like some sort of arcade thing, and you just want to burst forth to the world and, quietly yell how delighted you are with the world, it's maintenance. It's not care. Yeah, I want to fight about it. Go ahead. So that's different. Okay? So making sure you're not leaking out. And the places that you leak out do make you feel safe in your body, and they don't piss you off, and they don't irritate the shit out of you, and they don't, I can't even imagine right now. Okay? That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Okay? This is how the revolution starts. And it's going to be a deal where we have a different modality, construct for living. Everything's going to be different because it has to be. It has to be. I mean, unless extinction is everybody's game, we just got to get off the train that's going off the cliff. And again, I referenced this yesterday, but it bears repeating in a real world fashion where we do get the lens of truth put. I'm not saying these are the lens of truth. I'm just using in a metaphorical example. We get the lens of truth through reality. Where are we being parasited? Where are we paying for things that are naturally here on the planet? You can go to a mountain spring and collect the water, and nobody's going to charge you for it. Okay, these concepts, these narratives are so close. I think this is why they shame California so much. Because they just have a different way of life there. Yes, the discrepancy is huge, but that's because, the spiritual community is completely nut jobbed out lost entirely. They'll be in the meat grinder shortly, unfortunately, but we just have to pull ourselves back into reality and see human beings as beautiful creatures who are worthy of water, shelter, food, electricity. We're all worthy. There's nothing and no one that gets to decide that. There just isn't. If we're not out there actively harming people, and even the people that are out there actively harming people are not put in prison, they're given a slap on the wrist and set free. So what in the actual ever-living freaking fuck is going on here? Okay. So let's start being a little bit more wise on how we use our time, attention, and energy, where we leak our pentacles, where we give consent for our life force to be seeped. And it's not just energetically, because you go to work, you perform the duty, you get the job done, you get the paycheck, right? But then you have to give it for a place to live, for things to eat, for this, that, and the other thing, okay? So you're not actually getting any benefit. You're just getting bare minimum, okay? And there, you know, yeah, oh, I get a vacation, and I get, oh, pensions are out. 401k maybe, but that's out of your paycheck. That's not from the company. That's from you. 401ks are not, there's a few companies out there that'll give you half. Whatever you put in, they'll meet you. But again, you're still giving time and energy so that somebody else can be a gazillionaire, and you're just like satisfied with your one paid weekend vacation off a year, where most people just have to do maintenance on their house. They have to pay a lot of pentacles to do it themselves and take a whole week off of work because they don't make enough to have major maintenance and renovations done to their own. It's just so fucked. Okay. All right. When we have a notion that we feel drained and depleted, we just need to assess the situation and get real about it. Just because our parents didn't go through it just means that their central nervous system was on overdrive. Okay? That's what that means. Okay? And they didn't have the time and energy to assess. They just needed someplace to escape to and feel safe. All right? So, no, we don't need to go back and scream at those people. We just need to realize what the hell was actually happening to them. Because there's, believe it or not, there's not a whole lot of people that are consciously going, I want to be a total, complete cunt in the world. Nobody's saying that. Okay? Rarely is that the case. They're usually forced into it and then bribed to keep doing it. Okay? Love you. Keep your flame.